Have you ever gotten a phone call from a narcissist, a text from a narcissist, or even an email, and you immediately felt like you needed to respond right away? Let me tell you why. First and foremost, you need to understand that it is a spirit of intimidation, a spirit of fear, a spirit of control, and so many other demons that is tied to this narcissist. And so when they're messaging you, you have to understand who really wrote that message. Yes, the person that is messaging you wrote it, but there was a spirit that influenced it. So when you go to open the message, you immediately feel the witchcraft. You immediately feel the fear, the anxiety, the anticipation of wanting to know what they say and what they're saying and said, right, in response to you. And so I want to read you a few scriptures so that the next time you're having to deal with this narcissist, you are fully equipped. And I want to read you this. It says, "Don't answer the foolish arguments of fools, or you will become as foolish as they are." You have to understand that when a narcissist is messaging you, calling you, texting you, it's for foolish reasons, okay? Nothing that comes out of their mouth is pleasant. Nothing that they have to say is going to settle a disagreement or some type of argument. And so when you're dealing with this person, you have to remain silent. I won't even go here. It says, "A truly wise person uses few words. Even fools thought wise when they keep silent." And so, and this is found in Proverbs 17:27-28. When you are responding to a narcissist, you have to use wisdom, because you're going to have that sense of, I need to answer right now. What are they saying? What is getting ready to happen? What are they doing? Why? Because that's a spirit of intimidation that's trying to get you to act in your flesh and get you to respond right away. And in Ecclesiastes 3:7, it says, "A time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be quiet and a time to speak." And so there is moments where you don't need to respond. There's been times where God was like, don't respond, because this person is trying to collect information. This person is trying to get ready to use this against you. And the Holy Spirit will just clearly tell me exactly what the plan of the enemy is. And so a lot of things that I have encountered in the past, God have told me to stay silent on. I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning it was very hard. It was difficult because my flesh wanted to react. But I'm here to tell you, when you allow your flesh to react, now you're looked at as a foolish person. So don't answer the foolish arguments of fools. You have to stop trying to defend yourself and allow God to defend you. Everything doesn't deserve a response. Everything don't deserve for you to open up. There's been times where in my past where I didn't even open up the message. Why? Because the Holy Spirit told me not to. You have to understand that there's certain things that's attached to that message when it's coming to you, and you have to use the spirit of discernment. And so if you're in this situation, I want you to begin to use very few words. Even when I started using very few words, I kid you not, the narcissist was like, "You're not even responding," or "You're not really, you're only sending like a few messages." They literally started counting how many words I was responding with, and they began to tell me how many words I was responding with. And what God was showing me is that it's really bothering that spirit, because it was not able to get to you. And so when you use few words, it bothers the narcissist, because they're not able to pull out of you of what you used to do, what you used to say, and how you used to act. And when you don't give that to them, the demon is not able to be fed your emotions anymore. So get back in control of your emotions and choose very few words. Be blessed.